I'm Patrick Smith, and welcome to today's segment of Gov Conversations with Paul Whiteman, Solution Architect at Deltek. Today we'll be discussing lean manufacturing and what it means for project-based manufacturers.
What is lean, and how is it applied to manufacturing organizations?
The key underlying concept of a lean organization is really having a laser focus on reducing waste throughout that organization. Now, waste can come in various different forms, but really a key definition is any labor cost, any work activity, task, or cost to the business that really doesn't add value or add quality to that final product in the eyes of the customer. Now, one of the key tools used in a lean environment is continuous improvement. This is basically continuous improvement means building in incremental changes and improvements to your processes, tools, and people that really drive significant efficiency gains in your overall productivity within your manufacturing operation.
Why is lean important to a project manufacturing business?
So in this current economic climate with federal budget cuts, what we're seeing is, especially in the aerospace and defense market, more competitors are competing for the same business. So what this leads to is these companies need to be more agile and more streamlined in order to be competitive, to keep their existing contracts and also be competitive for new contracts. They need to be able to reduce their cost basis, and they need to be able to improve productivity and cycle times to enable delivering their products on time, on schedule. Traditionally, project-based manufacturing companies have endured with using paper-based models, Excel-based systems down on the shop floor, but with this new economic climate, companies are now requiring to move to paperless manufacturing execution systems, essentially delivering the solution down to the shop floor and connecting the shop floor to other business functions throughout the organizations. If your company isn't already on an MES system, more than likely your competitors are all looking at implementing an MES system in the near future.
How can a project-based manufacturing system assist meeting lean objectives?
A key component of modern project manufacturing solutions is including a fully integrated paperless manufacturing execution system, so delivering the solution down to the shop floor. So you're going to recognize some significant cost savings in some different areas. Let's talk about indirect labor. Manufacturing engineers, planners, there's a lot of time spent managing the entire production process. Aerospace and defense customers operate in strict regulatory compliance requirements, and the labor associated with meeting those requirements is extensive. They also operate in continuous engineering change environment, whether those changes are small configuration changes on existing product set, or they're trying to meet the evolving requirements put down from them by their customer base. So that's one key area where we can improve indirect labor cost, is using an MES system. We're essentially connecting the manufacturing engineers to the quality engineers and all the way down to production and planners and down to the shop floor. So as those engineering changes come through the system, engineers can quickly and efficiently execute those changes. They can collaborate with production planning to understand the impact of those changes, and production planning can then efficiently update work orders that are currently on the shop floor or waiting to be executed on the shop floor. Another improvement from a cost-saving point of view is in terms of planners not having to create all of the paper-based work instructions and assembly sheets and all the drawings that are needed to provide the information to the shop floor technicians and operators to actually complete their work effort. So with a paperless manufacturing execution system, all of that information is authored by the manufacturing engineer and delivered real-time down to the shop floor, so the operator really receives all that information at the specific operation that they need it in small bite-sized chunks of data. They don't have to spend time deciphering information, looking through reams of paper to find the information that they need. Another key area of cost saving is in direct labor. So think of your operators and your technicians, any time that they spend deciphering information on the shop floor, collecting data, writing information on a paper-based system is really non-value add, and remember the definition of waste is it's not adding value to the customer product. So with a paperless MES system, direct labor employees spend less time retrieving information. They spend less time collecting the required data that's needed. What are the components that are used on a particular product? What was the tooling that was used? Who are the operators working on a particular operation? Who are the technicians that board off on a particular completion step? All of that information is captured real time in the MES system.
You mentioned that continuous improvement is a key principle of Lean. How does a project-based manufacturing system help with that?
So by having within your project manufacturing solution a fully integrated paperless manufacturing execution system alongside a quality management system, this provides a full closed-loop fracas system. So essentially this enables an organization to learn from their mistakes. As an example, think of an operator on the shop floor. When they identify a non-conformance down on the shop floor, they can essentially trigger an electronic alert to say, I've got an issue on the shop floor. The rest of the production facility have real-time visibility into that particular issue. As they document that non-conformance electronically, they can put in suggestions that were eventually going to flow back to the manufacturing engineers on how they can improve that particular process step for next time. How that workflow works is the manufacturing engineers can quickly update their work instructions, deliver that back down to the production planners so that the next time that the operator comes into this particular process step again, they have an updated work instruction and they have the information that they need to execute accurately on that particular process step.